Hey guys, it's Bree. Welcome back to #BSB. So in my last episode, I talked about my post-grad goals and I answered the infamous question, why an MBA is right for me. Now I say it's an infamous question because most business schools have this as one of their essay prompts. Even MBA prep programs have this as their essay prompt. Which leads me to this video where I'm going to talk about the Forte MBALaunch prep program application process. Now before I dive into my actual process, I'm going to talk about a few things that will make you eligible as a female prospective student to participate in this program. In order to be eligible to participate in the program, you need to apply to business school the following year. Meaning, if I'm applying to the Forte MBALaunch program this year in 2017, I need to be applying to business school in 2018 or later. You also have to be able to travel to a host city for the launch event. The launch events take place in most of the major cities around the country. So New York, DC, Houston, LA, San Francisco, Chicago, Boston, and also Toronto. One thing that is definite is you have to be able to commit to a 10-month online prep program. If you can't commit to the 10 months, then there's no point in wasting your money and signing up. You also need to be able to meet with your peer advisors on a monthly basis. It can either be in person or it can be over Skype. If you're in the same city, it's highly recommended that you meet in person though. You also need to have 2 to 7 years of work experience, which is also a requirement for most business schools. And you have to have a bachelor's degree, of course, because you can't go to business school without a bachelor's degree, and also have good grades on your transcript. Now on to the application process. In order to successfully apply to the Forte MBALaunch program, you have to complete a standard application form. Now, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fill it out. It's pretty standard, general information they want to know about you. You have to submit a resume, pay your application fee, and also write 2 essays. Now, the prompts for those essays, I believe they're still the same from when I submitted my application, but my prompts were, here's the first one. Please tell us about your career goals and why you want an MBA. Please share what MBA programs you're considering. Prompt 2 says, why are you applying to the Forte MBALaunch program? Please include what you believe to be your MBA candidacy strengths and weaknesses. Each essay has to be 1 page max. So you kind of need to be short and concise with your responses. Don't write them a whole book because they're not going to read it. They're just going to throw your application in the trash. Now, my application was kind of like a breeze to fill out. The application form was done in no time. My resume was already up to date because I had just started a new job. So all I had to do was just drop in my job description, basically. Quantify it a little bit, but I had literally only been in the job for like a month or 2 when I applied, so there wasn't much changes that I could make. The fee is $25. That was taken care of right away. My essays, in the beginning, when my first drafts rolled right off my tongue. It was the edits that was the strenuous part. So I sent my essays to my friends and my mentors, and for the most part, all of them complimented me on my storytelling abilities. Everyone loved my essays, had minimal edits to it. It just flowed in their eyes. But when I applied to the Forte MBALaunch program, it was around the same time where I attended the NYU Discover Stern Diversity Weekend. So I was in contact with one of the recent graduates of the Stern MBA program, and he agreed to read my essays, and I was super thankful for that because without his feedback I probably would not have gotten into the program. No offense to my friends and mentors that read my essays. Now when I sent my essays to the alum, I forgot to copy in the prompts, my essay prompts, and he told me that like usually it's good practice to not send the prompts, but in this case it would have been nice to have them because he was kind of like, okay, what questions is she supposed to be answering? But the feedback he gave me was still pretty accurate nonetheless. His feedback basically said that, first off, before I even tell you what his feedback was, he ripped my essays to shreds. And at first I was kind of like discouraged, like, wow, like you really, every sentence, every paragraph, every word wrong? Well, not wrong, but like, not like what? I was very I don't know, it was kind of disheartening seeing all those red marks on my paper. But anyway, his feedback basically said that I need to not be biased on my own projects. I need to stop underselling my marketing experience. And I need to really like quantify the impact that my projects made, or that my roles and responsibilities at work made to the greater organization. He also told me to get into specifics, not be so vague about certain things, like really like pinpoint impact, pinpoint things that you did, pinpoint your strengths, pinpoint all the positives about anything that I was talking about in my essay. So one thing that I'm really thankful for with his feedback is that he told me that I'm doing myself no justice, like not researching any schools, because like I said at the beginning of this journey, I had my heart set on NYU. Like NYU is the only school that I had known about, the only school I was interested in. Like it's the first school that I learned about the MBA. Like I was just not, I didn't care about what other options were out there. Like I just wanted to go to NYU. And he said that I'm doing myself no justice by just saying that the only school I'm interested in, the only school I'm considering is NYU. I need to be able to compare NYU to other schools, and then after doing that comparison, if NYU reigns supreme, then say that, highlight that, explain why in my essays NYU was the best. So once I finally finished my rounds of edits on my essays, I confidently submitted my application. And I kind of just like forgot about the fact that I applied. Because me personally, I get very paranoid when I know I applied to something. It's like, okay, did I hear back yet? Where's my response? Like days go by, weeks go by, and like I'm usually very paranoid. So I purposely made myself forget that I applied to this program. And lo and behold, right before Thanksgiving, I got my acceptance email. And it's the funniest thing because like I hadn't checked my email all day, and I'm just like, it's like late night, it's probably like 9-10 o'clock. I'm sitting on the toilet, and because that's where I check almost everything: text message, Instagram, Snapchat, GroupMe, emails. Sitting on the toilet, check my email, and there was my acceptance letter. And like I almost jumped up at that very moment, but I had to remember what I was doing. So I just started screaming as I was sitting on the toilet because I was so excited. Like those couple months of hard work and rounds of edits and like nagging people to read my essays, it all paid off. And yeah, in my next video, I'm gonna talk about my experience with the Forte MBALaunch program. So make sure you tune in. In the meantime, like this video, give it a thumbs up if you really liked it. Share the video with anyone you know that might be a good candidate or is eligible for the Forte MBALaunch program. Share my entire channel with anyone you know embarking on a business school journey. Leave any questions or comments you have below. Definitely will get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, till next time. Bye guys.